Man, we are getting close to the bitter end, man.
Yes, we are.
Bitter, bitter fucking end.
And it'll all be worthwhile in the end. I don't guarantee that.
I saw a little still from the files that we're sharing of part 10, York with white hair. So I'm excited about that because I think it looks really good on him. So
Oh, good.
I think it looks much better than the current hair. Like, if that was... I'll be annoyed if it's just some, like, alternate hair that Geekmeister's showing off, because I'm like, we should have had that the whole time.
Nope, it's not that.
Now that I hear that noise, I just automatically...
They heard what I said?
You notice George was driving down and the red vines were visible in a scene that George was in.
Fuss.
That's the first time we've seen that. Whether he saw them or not is another question.
That gives us plenty of time to find a way to view the bonus footage.
Bonus
I thought he
footage.
said bonus features.
But is he finding actual, like, game bonus footage?
Right, that's what I thought he meant at first, but that can't... I remember last video he compared something to bonus footage.
Yeah.
But I can't remember what it was. Oh, do we have to take the goddamn police cruiser? No. Looked like the license plate said Voyager.
It might have.
Oh, I see. Are there red vines telling us where we have to go? No, there seem to be spots or those fences in between.
Those are fences.
Okay.
This is you're being steamrolled or railroaded or whatever people say these days.
Well, now we're backing up. Okay.
He just wants to hit more.
Oh, I see.
See, this car's actually taking damage when he does that, though. So I don't know if he's trying to crash the car.
Well,
because
we've only got 1,000 yards to go. I mean,
yeah. On some of the forced missions, crashing the car results in a failed mission, though. So I don't know if this is one of those or not. But he likes running things down, and I can't blame him, honestly.
If only there were some red barrels.
Yeah.
This is Bonfire the Vanity Simulator.
I think next time I'm crossing the street in front of a car where the driver looks impatient, I'm just going to throw out my hands and say, I don't want to die.
Good plan. Run her down. No mercy.
She's not wet, she's made of plastic. It's fantastic.
Oh, no.
Do we give a shit?
You know, that's not real, right, York? Because she's dead?
Listen to us, York. There's purple fucking fog coming up from the ground, affecting your vision.
Yeah, you even know about that now. It's gonna shoot her? Don't.
It's gonna Grekot her.
Okay.
Wait, did our car just disappear?
Yes. No, I think it auto-parked over on the side there.
Oh, okay. Whoa.
So when you're in actual parking area, the game will... You park wherever you want, but the game will put you in a spot.
Right. No, that one had a gun. Okay.
At least if you're outdoors, you can't get a crawler.
Oh, hey. Oh, here we go. Yeah, so we can be more invulnerable. Good idea, York. Awesome. So I guess we're gonna run around shooting things for a while. So I had a little bit of an interesting story I thought I would share. Well, no shit. I think that's where we're going right over there. So
Yeah, it's not going to be a long
yeah,
shooting
okay,
section.
never mind.
Not this way, Zach.
We'll get one, I'm sure.
We need to keep her in sight.
Oh, no. Okay, we're following Anna, so this might take a while. Okay, so
She runs funny.
well, she just disappeared. What now? Okay.
Now how does that fork in the road?
This isn't that long of a story, so I'll tell. So I was curious, or actually I was talking to a friend of mine who's big into Japanese culture, and he was mentioning that in Japanese, when people talk, they have like we have I, right? And in Japanese, there are actually multiple forms of that. And what
Right.
the fuck were those? Like homing pigeons?
Those were birds, crows. We had a brief experience of them earlier, and this is the first time we actually encountered them.
Okay. And so there are multiple forms of eye, and there are masculine and feminine eyes. And so I was curious about. I assume he's going to say we can't go this way. Yeah.
Not this way.
And so I was curious about Thomas, since Thomas is a cross-dresser, and it's like, is how does Thomas present himself? Because with the flair and the kind of oddness and everything. So he watched a couple of clips, and in a clip where we see Thomas as like the police officer not cross-dressing or whatever, he uses, I'm probably going to fuck these words up, but he uses, I believe it's boku, which is a more timid, less masculine male.
Okay.
And then in the scenes where he is cross-dressing, he uses atashi, which is apparently full-on feminine. So, so I guess Thomas is not only a cross-dresser, but also trans.
Sure.
Or
Yeah.
maybe not? I don't know, because he secretly trans? Like, I'm not exactly sure how that translates, but I thought that was interesting enough to share.
Yeah. Thomas is a little complicated, and he's you'll see in the near future, you'll see Thomas embodying a not so good trope.
Yeah. The one that I brought up like 7D3 episodes ago. So the main reason that I asked to have my friend watch the scenes with Thomas was mostly because he had mentioned that watashi means like effeminately gay, but I guess it also means like what's the term I'm looking for? Confidently gay. So I was like, since Thomas is pretty effeminate at the beginning, does he use watashi? And if so, would Japanese player, maybe in Japanese there's just no question about his orientation from the beginning,
Well, I have a story adjacent to that, actually. When I was in Bible school in a previous life, where I was very different from I am now, there was a woman in Bible school who was the music teacher, but she was Japanese, and she was helping me to learn Japanese. And she had, little kiddie school books and that sort of thing, and it was cute. And then one day, she said she couldn't teach me anymore because she had been teaching me to speak feminine, by accident. So, like, she was teaching me her grammar.
Right.
And she was just so embarrassed, and she would not carry on the lessons, even though I said I didn't care. And watashi was the I that I was taught.
I believe, and maybe this is just me mishearing my friend, but I believe it's atashi.
Oh.
For feminine.
It may be different, like a guy's feminine versus a girl's feminine.
Right. Supposedly watashi is a guy's feminine. Maybe I'm mixing it up too, but I believe watashi is a guy's feminine and atashi is a woman's feminine.
Oh. Well, watashi is what I was taught.
That's
But I was
interesting.
taught nothing of this cultural divide. It was not part of the lessons.
It also could be maybe a regional thing. Who knows?
Could be she was unconsciously reading me too. I'm not sure I covered very well at any point in life, honestly.
I almost became a goddess of the
I'm not
forest.
sure that's how it works.
I wonder if he used watashi right there.
What do you think,
I'm
Zach?
curious too, actually.
Oh, okay. I'm just gonna.
Let me just make this pose.
Does York ever take more than one drag off a cigarette?
I think if you're using the cigarette to pass time and it's a long
Sure.
enough time,
Okay,
I think
yeah.
he does.
In a cutscene, does he ever?
Right. I don't know. Oh, why do they use this song so much? They know it hurts me. It's honestly not that bad, but they use it so much.
Yeah.
And it's, to my ear at least, it's flat. I don't, you know, I'm not really experienced singer or anything, but it sounds flat to me. It sounds wrong.
I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty much tone deaf, so it, like, I mean, it doesn't sound good, but I can't say why.
I mean, arguably traditional Japanese music uses a different scale. There's a chance that that's come into play. But
yeah,
again,
maybe they're trying to mix like old jazz sound with a more traditional Japanese sound, and it just sounds off to our ears.
could be. I bet if you play that record, it'll play Dreaming of You. I can't sing off key on purpose. I can sing off key accidentally, really easily, but can't do it on purpose.
Geekmeister was really debating whether to start profiling here. I figured out the kind of trick to the profiling. Like if you're playing, whatever kind of you can vaguely see, you then look for that thing because that's where the you know, like there's like a hall of records or maybe the morgue or something. And so I don't even know what we're inside here. What building is this?
It's the bar.
Too much noise.
The alternate version of the bar,
Missing a
I
final
think.
piece of the puzzle.
The Silent Hill dark world of the bar.
Or the Dark Seed. Oh God, York. Why so serious?
Yeah, that's
My father. All right, so we got just 2 keys. All right, so we just got to find like a morgue, and then no, don't play it. It would be cool if it were some punk rock.
I don't think the record is like necessary to play this part.
Right, but you know, I mean, it's like if it's this versus Dead Silence, I guess I can understand why Geekmeister hit the button.
You can hear it into the next room. There's a record player in Silent Hill Downpour that's plot necessary. It's actually one of my favorite puzzles. It's a dressing room? Bars don't usually have dressing rooms.
I guess Thomas stores a lot of dresses down here.
Maybe it's also a strip club. I kind of like the torn up dresses. I think that's neat.
Yeah.
I see you too. Kissy kissy. Oh no, toddler running.
I thought you said toddler running, which would honestly be much more exciting right here.
Just kind of stiff-legged and arms out to his sides, kind of thump.
Or just York turns into a child.
Or he's running on toddlers.
Or it's a toddler escort mission. That's my next game I'm gonna make. Toddler escort mission.
It would be horrible, but the name would tell people what kind of horrible it is right off the bat, so...
Right.
Sometimes horrible is fun if you know that it's supposed to be horrible. That's my sex life.
I was just gonna say I've used that line on so many women.
Your mother...
Uh-oh.
Are we gonna have some actual peril?
It turns into like Looney Tunes when he gets a hold of you.
Yeah.
Okay, we're done pushing things. You don't have to keep making that noise.
That's what you think.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Oh my God, this interaction. Just, I mean, because essentially you have to just look at what buttons you're doing and not even pay attention to what's going on, and it sucks.
Yeah. I'm not great with QuickTime events because I often fail to get a good muscle memory map of the buttons on the controller. So it says, now suddenly press the triangle, and I haven't pressed the triangle recently. I'm like, I have to look.
Yeah. Yeah, it took me years to figure out the PlayStation controls, and I'm like, there was a time in my life where I was playing it like 4 hours a day on average, and I still am like, okay, circle, pretty sure is left, but Actually, I think it's right.
Of course, I still look at the keys when I type, so I'm not really a good model here.
That was easier for me because I actually started typing when I was like 7 or 8 years old, and so I typed looking at the keys until, I don't know, 11 or so, when we had a keyboarding class or whatever. I guess in my day it was typewriter class, and or no, was it? Did I learn to type on a type? I learned to type by myself on a typewriter, but I think it was actually a keyboarding class. And then when I learned about like home row and everything, my speed went from like 35 words a minute to like 85 in like a week. So
yeah, that's what's supposed to happen. When I use home row, it goes way down.
Interesting. Maybe you need a Dvorak keyboard or something.
I feel like that would make me douchey.
As long as you aren't like at the slightest provocation, well, I use a Dvorak keyboard, then I don't think it makes you douchey, you know?
It doesn't force you to do that? Because I thought that was like a necessary part of it.
Like when you buy one that's like set up that way, it's like, welcome to Dvorak keyboard. You can now feel confident that you're better than everyone else. Please make sure to let everyone know that at the earliest opportunity.
There are certain kinds of douchey superior geeks out there that kind of get on your nerves. Well, not even just geeks. There are also the people who say, well, actually, I don't own a TV.
Hiya!
Some, but not all, vegans.
So, okay, and now the axe is back. So, like, that axe was obviously glowing as it went into the wall. So, yeah, Raincoat Killer,
I think he's pushing a little into anime supervillain territory.
Zach, this is a waste of time.
Okay, goodbye. Thanks for joining us, everyone, for Deadly Premonition. We'll see you on the next overtly mocking games.
I think if you could just go, then you would have, right?
Yeah. Zach, this hiding for our lives is a waste of time. Let's just get out of here. Alright, York. Got us this far. I gotta say, I do like the fact that even though we have to use a light, and it's obviously not meant to be, like, full-on light, it's not so dark and murky that I can't see anything. I hate that when games do that to try to provide ambiance.
Right. And it's
like...
especially bad for YouTubers, because YouTube's compression tends to darken it.
It's like, I'm assuming we must have failed there.
Yeah, I think it gets a few tries before he kicks it.
Sure.
That seems like a game ender right there.
Yeah. No, but it's like, I hate that whole, like, oh, you can't see any of the bad guys. Aren't you scared? It's like, no, I just can't play the fucking game now. Ooh, that one tickled.
This is a bathroom?
God, what is their rent on this fucking bar? Oh, it's an Oblivion Gate.
It's a vagina.
Yeah,
And it's
very yonic.
bleeding. Oh, dear. Oh, it's a card. Go get it.
God damn it, if we don't get that card...
Oh, it's Thomas's ID.
There we go. I bet that's one of the profiling things.
Yeah, but I think he has to go get it.
Oh. Hey, can you pass me that ID over there?
I mean,
So apparently someone knifed it to the wall and pissed on it?
if they're pissing that color, I think there are issues.
I think the color is just washed out in this game. Maybe it was a shadow. They probably pissed black and white.
Yeah, kind of blacky purpley.
So if they disappear into purple fog, they must just be figments of York's imagination, right?
Except they will kill him, given a chance.
Sure, but I mean, it's probably like just a heart attack brought on by the thought that something's strangling him, right?
Maybe. I think the jury's out on what they really are.
Well, what is it, sweary or swerty?
Sweary.
Well, sweary, if you're listening, you can comment on Scix's Twitter. Let us know what you think they should be. I actually found an interview where somebody asked him about Thomas's character. Can't remember what he responded with. It was something very Japanese, and it felt like this just didn't translate well, pretty much.
Yeah, even with fairly obvious problems, you still have to take into account the context of the culture producing it.
Yeah.
It doesn't give you a free pass, like Svart Piet is still a guy in blackface, even if you claim that blackface isn't really a thing in Sweden.
Yeah. Yeah, like I always feel a little weird about how much I love the song Jan Eagleland. Because it has that line, he breaks down just like a homo, and it's like, I hope that this is a cultural thing. But I've tried like doing research on it, and I can't find anyone saying anything about it, so I'm like, I really hope that that's like, okay, because it's whatever they are, Norwegian, but I fear that it's just them doing like poor taste jokes,
The thing is, people sort of get the opinion that Northeastern Europe is free from bigotry. That's only because they're mostly white and they don't see other people very often. They are as bad as anywhere else, if not worse. Sweden has got some of its celebrities doing fairly poorly in the last year, along those lines.
Sweden has celebrities?
Yeah, well, there are only 7 people in the country. One of them invented Minecraft, and the other one is a horrible YouTuber.
Oh God, that's right. He's Swedish. Huh?
Mm-hmm.